Welcome all our viewers to today's teaching on Sunday Rock channel. My name is Reverend Dr. Uchomachiko, your host. I do hope you have been blessed by the teachings that are coming out from this channel. It's a channel that is founded on the belief that a life that is built on the principles and values of the Word of God is a life that is built on the rock. And that life will withstand the inevitable storms of life. From this channel, we bring teachings that pertains to issues of life that are based on the principles of the Word of God. And so far, we've been looking at marriage, which is the first institution that God established after creation. Marriage being the bedrock of the home, the church, the society. Without marriage, there will be no society. And the essence of this teaching on marriage is to provide solution to the crises that are rocking our homes and our marriages today. Many marriages are in shambles. Many couples are just living as partners or co-tenants in the home. The bliss and joy of marriage is fading away from them. And so we want to, through this teaching, introduce an alternative to divorce, to usher in a lifestyle that will enable couples to live in peace, to live in harmony, to enjoy their relationship to the full as God intended it to be. And so far, we have looked at so many topics. The one we are dealing with presently is the benefits of intimacy. We have already introduced intimacy as the alternative to divorce, the alternative lifestyle. Instead of couples, always fighting and quarreling and thinking of parting ways, we want to advise that we begin to live an intimate relationship, to practice intimacy. We have seen different types of intimacy: the emotional intimacy, the physical intimacy, the spiritual intimacy. And we have also started to look at the benefits of intimacy. If peradventure you have missed any of our previous teachings, you can still get back to them through our YouTube link. You will get all of them there. And so last week we started to look at the benefits of intimacy, and in which we highlighted that intimacy causes deeper connection within spouses. It elevates the mood and sense of well-being in the spouses. Intimacy provides a platform for increased productivity. If you missed it, they are still there, and you can always get it through our YouTube link. Today, we are continuing with the other benefits of intimacy. So, number 4, intimacy spurs a fulfilled marital life. In an atmosphere of intimacy, each of the spouses has a good tendency of enjoying a fulfilled marital life. Knowing that you are well understood, you are accepted, you are valued, you are loved and appreciated gives an assurance that the future in that relationship is bright. There will be an unconscious commitment from each of the spouses to the betterment of the relationship, with a mind to enjoy the very best out of it. In the process of trying to get the best out of relationship by putting in the best, the couples themselves indirectly sow into the joy and fulfillment of their partners. You know you are well valued. You know you are well appreciated. You know you're well understood. It gives you a relaxed mind. It makes you to try to put in your best. Not just for your partner, but for the well-being of the relationship. So each of the spouses try to contribute their quota. They try to put in their best to grow the relationship and indirectly grow one another, to make one another happy, fulfilled. So this gives the relationship a kind of a driving force to move on. There is a kind of give and take game of love and commitment when there is intimacy. Each spouse will want to put in his or her best. You want to give out. You are not just only aiming at receiving. You want to give. You want to give. This one gives, that one gives. This one, there is this conscious and still unconscious effort to contribute your best for the good of the relationship and your spouse. So intimacy spurs a fulfilled marital lives. It makes the partners to feel fulfilled. It makes them to witness a relaxed and a guaranteed marital life. Very important. Number 5, intimacy puts security around the relationship. Intimacy puts security around the relationship. Intimacy in marriage breeds trust. When couples understand themselves, believe in one another's integrity, they can easily confide in themselves without fear of betrayal. If I'm intimately related with my wife, I won't have anything to hide from her. I won't be afraid of opening up my mind to her, and she too will not be afraid of opening her mind to me. Trust is breeded. Intimacy breeds trust. It makes us trust one another deeper. And this trust guarantees a spouse that his or her partner will protect all the personal details about that person that is giving out. It makes me to be reassured that whatever personal detail I reveal of myself to my wife, or I share with my wife, is protected. That she will not use it against me. She will not use it to destroy our relationship. So this makes the relationship to be internally strengthened and secured. There is this strength from within the mind and from within the relationship that keeps the couple together and moving forward. There is an internal strength that is generated when there is that trust, that confidence that my partner can handle whatever I commit into her hand. Any information, any detail about me that she knows is protected. There will be no intentional act to wound one another. There will be no reason for suspecting. There will be no atmosphere of bickering and fighting. Even when something goes wrong, it is always easy to forgive. Remember, we're talking about intimacy, and intimacy has to do with deep sharing. It has to do with deep sharing of the mind, understanding of the mind, agreement, a place of harmony, a place of oneness. So when there is this level of oneness, this deep trust, it puts security around the relationship. The confidence that couples have for each other in intimate moments serve as a rod that wards off intruders. One of the problems that marriages go through are external factors, external influence, people from outside that want to come and pollute the mind of either of the spouses. And because the couples are intimately related, that intimacy serves then as a rod that ward off those intruders. It will not give chance for those intruders, those people from outside, to come to intrude into the privacy or into the joy of the relationship. So, people that come to gossip, people that may come to bring, information. Have you seen what your spouse is doing? I saw your man the other day. I saw your wife in because you have confidence in your wife, because you know her, you understand her, you will not listen to all those outside stories. So the confidence in each of the spouses becomes unshakable, and it guarantees security to the relationship. Intimacy plays down the tendency of violence among the couples to almost zero level. This is because there is mutuality, there is understanding, there is use of good communication and soothing words by the couples. So what would have breeded violence will be completely avoided to almost zero level. When there is intimacy, there will be the tendency of zero violence because they understand one another, they care for one another. There is that mutuality, that mind of, for the well-being of the other spouse. You are not just thinking about yourself, you are thinking about the well-being of your spouse. That is the mutuality we are talking about. So under this atmosphere, the tendency of bickering and fighting and quarreling will be reduced almost to zero level. Under this atmosphere of intimacy, the couples enjoy relative peace and security in their marriage. The heart is not troubled at all, but is rest assured of continuity in the marriage relationship. They are not afraid that the marriage will end up abruptly or it will enter into chaos. They are well relaxed, and this is the security we are talking about. Number 6, intimacy enhances role play. Intimacy in the marriage places a high demand on the spouses to carry out their obligations to one another. Because I am intimately related with my wife, I will feel obliged to play my part as a husband, and she too will play her part to me as a wife. There is commitment to duty as husband and wife. Each person working out his or her own marital responsibilities dutifully and lovingly, not being coerced, but we do it dutifully. We do it with love, both to each other and the general well-being of the relationship. There is a willingness to help out under intimacy. If I discover that my wife is in difficulty, maybe she's choked with time, she can't meet up, she can't handle it alone, because I am in good mood with her, I am in a relaxed mood with her, I understand her, I care for her well-being, I will not just sit and wait and say, oh, it is her duty, let her do it. I'll go and help out. And she too will help me out in my time of need. So there is that willingness to help out. There will be no deliberate negligence of duty under intimacy. There is always then that desire to reach out to one another's help. When there are obvious lapses in marriage, each couple under intimacy tries to cover up for the partner. Obviously, there will be times of lapses, and you will not say because it is not my duty, so let it be. No, you will try to cover up. Since under intimacy the couples are of one mind, the joy of doing what needs to be done will engulf their lifestyle. This goes a long way in consolidating the dynamism of the relationship. So under intimacy, it enhances role play. There will be no barrier to what each person can help out to do for the well-being of the relationship and well-being of one another. So you can discover that intimacy is a valuable asset. It's a lifestyle that needs to be cultivated, that needs to be practiced in marriage relationship. If we want to really enjoy the blessedness of marriage, each couple should aim at living intimately. Now, we have looked at the benefits of intimacy generally. But in our next teaching, I want to take each of the types of intimacy one by one. We'll look at emotional intimacy and its own benefits. After that, we'll look at physical intimacy, its own benefit. We'll look at spiritual intimacy and its benefit. And then from there, we'll proceed to know how can we develop, what tools can we use to develop this intimacy? How can we cultivate this intimacy? It's very important that we know this. See, we are getting deeper and deeper into this teaching and very interesting areas. So I implore you to keep paying attention to these teachings. And if you are being blessed, do subscribe to this channel so that you can be getting our teachings directly on your platform. And share the knowledge you are receiving. Share these teachings to other people. Share these videos to your loved ones. Let them also benefit. You may be helping out somebody there who is in dire need. You may help to save a marriage relationship that is about to collapse. And you may also help, by this you may be helping somebody that is getting into marriage to know the in and out of this game, how to play it when he or she enters the field. And by this, God will help you. I pray for your marriage, that God will give you grace to live intimately with your spouse. Peradventure, you had missed it, or your marriage is heading towards the rock. It's not yet late. You can still pick it up. From the knowledge we are sharing in this teaching, you can be able to recultivate your marital ground. Until our next teaching, God richly bless you. I remain Reverend Dr. Uchenwachukwu, your host. Bye.